Welcome to GreyPrimer.com. My name is Nick, I'm your host, and today we're going to be unboxing Citadel's DREADSCYTHE HARRIDANS. So the Citadel DREADSCYTHE HARRIDANS, this is in the NIGHTHAUNT range from Age of Sigmar. They are similar to sort of the Banshee characters, I guess, that you would get. They are kind of floaty looking, tattered clothes, rock and roll hairdos, blades for hands. Some of them have roses in their hair. Generally like the look of them. The connection to the bases is a lot simpler. So if I'm putting those onto 25mm plain round bases, at least I don't have to contend with railings and tombstones and things like that are featured in other NIGHTHAUNT models. This keeps it much simpler for me. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck in there. Hopefully they won't be too fragile. Hopefully they'll be easy to deal with and not destroy themselves as I'm taking them off the sprue. Not that I would ever do that often, but we'll see. See how well they survive me. Back soon. Alrighty, so we have the NIGHTHAUNT DREADSCYTHE HARRIDANS from Warhammer's Age of Sigmar, manufactured, of course, by Games Workshop. 10 miniatures in the box. Very much the Banshee look to them. That very cool sort of floaty, ethereal, ghost-like, coming from sort of like mist and forming into something solid. I like that sort of transitional look they have. They look like just a bunch of reanimated rags and hair and with a skull thrown into it. The DREADSCYTHE Harridans, though, also have those cool-looking, ultra-lethal spikes on the ends of their arms in place of bony-fingered hands. They are undead, so they don't have to worry about feeding themselves. They don't have to worry about opening a jar of pickles with those awkward-looking blades. All they gotta worry about is being on point when they go into battle and killing as many of the enemy as possible. Let's have a look. So artwork is, not artwork. These are obviously painted minis. We've got some close-ups over here, which is nice and sort of inspirational for what you want to design up your own. And then a breakdown of what they all look like. This is the one with sort of the 4 blades, I guess like a champion type. The rest have 2 blades. Slasher Crone is the champion. Scythe limbs. Yeah, no kidding. And then the sort of suggestions for how to paint them up. Let's see what we got. So we got 2 identical sprues. Yep, we got 2 identical sprues. We've got a bunch of 32mm round bases and then 1 standalone. Not sure why that's there, but yeah, an extra base. And then we have our little booklet for it, DREADSCYTHE Harridans, and then sort of construction details. It's like Lego from hell, this stuff. I must say, I love the color coding they use now for the building instructions. It's just really lovely. It's a really clever addition. And something so straightforward. I'm sure when Games Workshop go through their archives and look back on some of the building instructions they used to put with models, they just absolutely cringe. And then you have a really nice sort of paint scheme here and how to sort of go through it step by step to get it looking something like that. And then all the details for what each unit is capable of in the game. So, we only need to look at one of these sprues, because they both look identical. And I'm going to just get the macro light on this. Yeah, kind of like the Banshees. Super fragile looking. Games Workshop Limited 2018. Yeah, really sort of fragile. I am expecting to be Oh, the face looks cool there. I'm expecting to be a bit frustrated with these because sometimes when you go to cut some of these from the sprue, you actually end up, it breaks somewhere down here and then you have to stick it all back together. But what I'm going to do is go and get these built and we'll see how they look and I'll be able to report much more accurately if that is the case and if I end up having a bit of frustration getting them off the sprues safely. But I'll get them constructed and I'll be back. Bye. And we're back and they are built. The NIGHTHAUNT DREADSCYTHE HARRIDANS. And they are not broken. Nothing broke. They look really fragile, but it turns out they're actually not. They go together very well. Very straightforward. Everything just kind of clicks together really, really neatly. No problems. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought they were going to be really crazy fragile like the Blood Bowl elves, but they're not. There's actually the big thing with them is they're super snaggy, so they just want to live together in one big lump. All you got to do is brush one past another, and all of a sudden it's barrel of monkeys where they just want to live together forever, and then never let go. Or fall over in some kind of a temper tantrum, throwing themselves on the floor. So yeah, they want to hook onto each other. So that would become an issue if they were fully painted, I think, and they were just constantly sort of hooking up beside each other. So I think if you were using these in the battlefield, you'd probably want to just be careful of that. Maybe get some of that ultra matte varnish onto them to give them a bit of protection. Let me see if I can find some ultra matte varnish. Yeah. This stuff here, this is AK's ultra matte varnish. This stuff will keep your minis super protected. It's ultra matte as well, so if there's any issues with any of your minis showing a little bit of shine, this will address that really, really well. Anyway, let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing here, which is looking at these fully built up DREADSCYTHE HARRIDANS. And let's have a look. Let's get a wee black background on here. Great detail. Just, can you see the roses in the hair? The scythes for hands. These are just a masterclass, really. I absolutely love them. They connect. Wow, they're sharp. They connect to the base. You've got sort of this wispiness coming out of, I guess, a graveyard railing or something there. That is just gorgeous, isn't it? So I'm gonna put it over there out of the way, because otherwise, barrel of monkeys as soon as they go anywhere near each other. Another one here. Again, I love the way they sort of look over their shoulders and stuff. It just adds that extra bit of movement and menace. Great stuff. Just grabbed one of these other type. So this is the one with the 4 sides. Wow, camera does not want to focus on this one. Ah, there we go. I mean, these look just so lethal, don't they? Like, I love the sort of the tattered clothes. It's just sort of a skull in a death shroud and a bunch of lethal, sharp implements. Lovely detail where it connects to the base. Got a busted in skull there. Whoops. And these sort of ethereal kind of mist and fog. Let's see this next one. Brilliant. There's something, the skulls look kind of animal. Almost like sort of, I guess they look kind of horse-like from certain angles. Especially with kind of, I guess the hair, the mane. And there is something animal about them from a certain angle. I love the idea of the scythes for hands. I just think, yeah. It's totally impractical unless you're working in or serving kebabs at the barbecue or something, but look how cool the mist going through those railings looks. I like the way they connect down to the base, because I guess with miniatures that are more ethereal like these, more sort of ghostly and spirity, really. It's hard to sort of work out how are you going to anchor it to a base, and there's that skull version of it again with the 4-bladed one. Oh, that just looks brilliant, especially when it's in focus. I actually thought with how fragile these are that I'd be sort of lifting pieces off of the work counter here. But they are surprisingly strong. I actually dropped them as well. I had them on one of the spray sticks, the new spray stick from Citadel. You can always tell that because sometimes the edges don't get all the paint. And whatever way I turned, it boinged out of the rubber band and went flying on the ground. It was fine. And again, that great sort of looking over the shoulder, fresh out of the grave. Got the mist intertwining with the graveyard rails there. That's just cracking, isn't it? Oh, brilliant sculpt. Here we go. Another one. 10 minis in this box. I'm very impressed by this kit. I liked the Banshees in the past. I liked some of these Nighthaunt ones. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the overly complicated connections to bases. There's some of them that have like gravestones and stuff, and I just find it's too much. These are much more straightforward, much more subtle. You can see it's just like a sort of mistiness. I don't even think this is anything else other than just the mist connecting down here. And I would most likely get this done with some sort of yellowed grass, but all the focus is on the mini, which I love. And this fantastic sort of look over the shoulder here. These lovely corroded weapons as well that this one has for hands. Love it. Absolutely love it. What a great kit. I just think it's brilliant that you can get these other sort of undead creatures that aren't zombies, that aren't skeletons. They're something, new and different and really interesting the way they've done them. They're ethereal, but they're also super lethal. This one with the 4 scythes for hands. I just think that's super creepy and cool. But yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I really enjoyed putting those together. I think they're really cool up close. Lots of interesting, tiny little details. Even when I was getting it on camera there for the first time, I noticed some details that I hadn't seen when I was putting them together. The skull on the base and everything. Even the way that the mist sort of went in and out of the railing. I just think they're beautifully put together. Again, some phenomenal minis here from Warhammer, from Games Workshop. No complaints at all. Great stuff. The only thing, no complaints? Well, apart from the Barrel of Monkeys thing, that just is careful handling. Just try not to get them too close to each other because they will just connect. And if you're going to be fighting with them, get some varnish on there. Keep them safe, keep the paint job safe. But that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment below if you have time. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.